listening to KCFB Ferguson, 89.5 The Wave, and this is Fear the Dead Air, with your host, JazzHandss.
When civilization ends, it ends fast.
That is right. We are here today talking about... Can you hear me, Kashi?
I hear you. I'm not really.
You can hear me? Okay. There we go. Okay, there we go. I had the volume kind of turned down on the headset. I am totally sorry about that. Technical difficulties, but welcome everybody to Fear the Dead Air. And I am your host, the one, the only, your friendly neighborhood DJ, JazzHandss.
And I'm Kaji, DJ Kaji, joining with JazzHandss.
Yep.
Fear Walking Dead.
Yep, Fear the Dead Air, where we talk about last Sunday's epic Fear the Walking Dead episode. And next week, I believe.
The opening of The Walking Dead.
Not next week. This Sunday is the season finale.
Season finale? Oh.
This Sunday is the season finale of Fear the Walking Dead.
Yeah.
And then next week we get into season 6 of The Walking Dead, which I am so like over the moon ecstatic about. There is so much to talk about with season 6, but we're here to talk about Fear the Walking Dead, and that is what we're going to do. So finally,
it's getting interesting.
It's
I love the great opening too. I like the great opening.
It is, and this is because I've been kind of going back and forth about the series, how I really feel, what I think, what I don't think, and I'll be honest to you. And I want to get your kind of opinion on this. We might have some people trickle in a little bit later, but more than likely it's just going to be Kaji and myself for the duration of the period. So you're going to get to hang out with Kaji and me, which is never a bad thing.
Oh no,
never a bad thing at all. So okay, but this is kind of like what I feel how the show's kind of going. It feels like they give you so much, or they start setting up so much cool stuff, and then it goes nowhere within the episode.
Pretty much. That's what they did, actually. No, that's what they did. The first episode, just bam. And then it built up a little bit better than, but add some stuff to it.
But, I mean, it feels like the season, at least for me, is just completely and all kind of built up right now.
It is. That's what it is. Mostly when it's all season. Mostly when first season, it's mostly a build up. And then season 2, that's when
and everything get real. I guess that's not a bad thing, especially when... Because, I mean, I believe AMC has already ordered 2 or 3 seasons of Fear. And with, so, I mean, they're looking at the longer picture. However... I feel that a series shouldn't have to be okay, well, season 1 we're going to kind of wait, and season 1's going to be a lot of build up, and then,
That was this game. I think that's why I'm looking at season 1. Okay, so, season 1 basically is just the build up of how everything, the time of doing The Walking Dead, when he worked with,
I would almost say a little bit before. I would almost say when... Probably maybe the 4th episode of this is when Rick kind of gets shot. I could see some of the major cities going down first. Yeah. But I don't think at the beginning of the series Rick was in a coma or shot yet.
Because I'm thinking about that, trying to do that, trying to build everything up before the coma and what's going on, and then build up to all the way to there.
Yeah, and I understand that. And I'm not saying that a series in and of itself doesn't need to have enough build-up. I think it needs to have the appropriate build-up, but it also needs to have a good payoff within the episodes of themselves so that the build-up means something more and is going somewhere instead of, hey, wait for this episode, wait for this episode, wait for this episode, wait for this episode. There we go, we give you a good episode. Yay! Now let's wait until build up, and that's kind of what I feel that the series is giving us.
Because right now, I'll be honest with you, the first was a mess, second, I'll be honest with you, it's hit and miss.
I mean, don't get me wrong. The episodes are definitely getting better.
They're getting better.
I will agree. The episodes are definitely getting better. I just feel that there is still this. They're building up. They're building up, and I feel, me personally, I feel that a series when it's good shouldn't have to necessarily just be build up, or you should even like the build up, and the build up should be entertaining. I mean, they're giving us good and interesting stuff. Yeah, like everything that happened with the Salazars.
Oh yeah.
I mean, we're getting introduced into so much new stuff that's kind of like the government doing, and pardon me, everything like that. So these are cool kind of elements to explore, but then they kind of don't I feel, go into them very much.
Long for much they destroy to you, then that's about it, and then go on to the next phase.
Yeah, it's like, hey, look at this cool shiny thing. The military's doing something. There's doctors here. What's going on? Well, now we're gonna follow.
Yeah.
The kids as they kind of go through and wreck a house.
But to me, I like the Salvador's about the father, actually show him like telling him what he really did during the war, and showing like when he took the blade. And the Salazar part was really, really interesting, and that's where I feel that this series is going to be more towards their evolution as bad guys. At least that's what I'm hoping, because then that's something different, that's something new. I mean, for all we know, this Rick and his gang could be the evolution of how good people go bad. Yeah.
I don't think that, just because, I mean, we got Glenn, we got Daryl. We have these hard characters, but with these characters, they haven't really given us a lot to go on, except, one's a school teacher, and he's kind of like a wimp, but then he's like the mayor, and, I mean, there's definitely some cool character elements
I don't know
here,
about that. I'm thinking about the Celibate. The Celibate might be the new one. How he went by, like, how he manipulates. Have you seen, like, the episode how he manipulates Doug and everything?
Yeah. I mean, and let's talk about that, because we're going to get into Salazar's part very, very soon, because that was a lot. I absolutely love that. But okay, so the opening scene, we finally kind of found out what happened to good old Doug.
Yeah,
we're kind of introduced to this new guy whose name I don't know if they ever actually.
No, they never did. They never did. That's why they say, okay, he's just a sell man. Like, mostly, he did say he can buy anything, he can sell anything. The only thing he can't sell is assurance.
Yeah. He can kind of. So let's just call him the seller.
Yeah.
So in the cellar, we meet the seller, and what? I don't understand his whole angle. What are they trying to do with this character?
See, that's why it's more interesting. He's trying to see what he's like, down the show, like maybe show a little twist, his plot and scheme. Because right now, let's see, he tricked Doug into something, make him cry, make him go crazy, or something like that.
Yeah, he made Doug go cry and go crazy and stuff, and then he's like, oh well, I and then he goes over to Nick and he's just like, oh well, I need.
Yeah.
I need a man. I need a man, because when stuff happens, I need a man. I need a man on the inside. And blah 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 blah.
Yeah.
And that kind of led. It's like, why? First off, why would you pick the drug addict?
Yeah.
Over anybody? Drug addicts.
To me, I think he's trying to scheme or something on.
Oh, he's definitely scheming about something, but
something we don't. We just don't know what it is yet. We just don't know that's in the.
Yeah, it's like what, and another thing for the military man, because that's clear, he knows how to bribe people.
Yeah.
He knows the people. He can kind of look at the people and be like, I can manipulate this guy. Yeah. I can kind of get in this guy's head and get him to do what I want.
Yeah.
And so he's definitely doing that. But I mean, it kind of annoyed me at this part.
Yeah.
It really annoyed me at this part. The government official.
Oh yeah.
Who took because he offered, like, hey, I'll give you my watch, I'll give you this, I'll give that. Like, okay, realistically, if you don't have any contact with the outside world, I don't think a gold watch is gonna
do anything,
be worth anything when the civilization ends.
Oh yeah.
There's no point to it.
Oh yeah. Oh, you heard about the new plan they're trying to do now, called the Cobalt, but
Yeah, well, plan Cobalt. That's that we're going to talk a little bit about that, because that's going to be interesting. But so okay, we're introduced to this new character, and stuff at this place seems to be like, I don't know what their whole plan is there. It's like a hospital, but then also like a prison cell.
Pretty much, yeah, like a holding cell, because I guess help people and also maybe watch people, because he did told, like the seller guy saying, if he turns, it's on you. So I guess it's a prison cell to see if they affected. If they do it, just kill him right there and then just make it feel.
I don't know, because I this is just me. I feel that, by viewing the prison cell and stuff, it's not like they're like, okay, hey, these are people we can manipulate. It's more or less people that are kind of troublemakers in this place.
Yeah.
So let's all throw them in here, not necessarily because we have a use for them, but because okay, now we got a whole big group of people here, so now there's going to be less people to get bit and turn into a walker.
Yeah.
Or what do they call them? The dead?
The dead, yeah.
They just call them the dead,
The dead.
So, I can see that from... excuse me. I can see that from the kind of the military's point of standards,
Yeah,
you know.
pretty much, yeah.
And I feel bad for kind of keep griping about the show a little bit. I really, really, really do. But the shows aren't... It's not as rememberable.
Yeah.
I mean, it's not...
Well, that's the only thing I want to remember about is when Manson just beat Nick. That was the only good
Oh, that was a beautiful moment. I want that on, like... I want that as, like, my screensaver. You know? That was a beautiful, beautiful moment. But the episodes just don't seem really familiar... Like, rememberable to me. They don't... Like, you gotta watch it a couple times, and after you watched it once, it's like, well, I don't want to watch it again. I'm kind of bored. I bet the season finale is going to pay off, and I'm hoping that the season finale is definitely going to...
But then again, this is season 1, so they just started slow, very, very slow. I bet you on season 2, they're going to put out all the big stuff.
Yeah, but it's like, I don't want to wait. Like, I know that this was supposed to be a gamble.
Yeah.
And can I be like, hey, let's see if we can get lightning twice with The Walking Dead, and then it's side series. You know, this is a side series. It's film beast. We're gonna have to be doing this, that, and the other. I can understand that it being a little bit of a gamble, but you would think that because of it, they would take more time into developing it, and that's where I had this conversation a while ago on Facebook. Which, by the way, if you missed last week's epic Fear the Dead Air episode, you can go to facebook.com/STL Dead Air, where you can watch all the previous Fear the Dead Air from this season, get our thoughts, get our opinions, what we think, maybe if some of our minds have changed. Check that out. You know, I just feel that, for me at least, you shouldn't have to be like, well, we're waiting for season 2 to get a payoff.
Oh, yeah.
Because if you're waiting for if the creators of a show are waiting for season 2 to have a payoff, then it's like, if they didn't care enough about season 1 to make it really good to do stuff, it's like, why should we care?
Yeah. Because I think this is what I think it is. I think because most of them, they want to go all hard into the first season, you know, put everything on first season, and then when it goes second season, they want to got nothing. So,
yeah, but I mean, it's like I said even a little bit earlier. I mean, they show you some stuff that's really fun. Yeah. They show you good ideas, like the riots in the street with the like walkers running around. That's so cool because we haven't seen that in The Walking Dead really. You know, people panicking and just chaos in the streets and everything. I mean, we've gotten some battles. We've gotten some really good fight scenes in The Walking Dead, but we haven't seen like panic in the streets, running, walkers everywhere. Like, we haven't seen that. Yeah. I want to see more of stuff like that, and instead they introduce it and then gloss it over, and then that's it. You're done, and it's like, oh well, thank you, I guess.
Yeah,
you know, that was okay. Thank you for showing us that. Now let's get to, you know, okay, well, let's paint the house. We need to paint the house. I know that's just kind of like a broad statement, but still, that's just how I feel right now. It's introducing some really cool elements, but it's still not paying off for me yet. It's getting better. It's getting a little bit better.
Right now, like, I can see it now. Okay, they're going to slow-mo. But I can see it, couple more seasons, everybody's going to get into it. They're just doing it slow, just trying to see I guess they're trying to see what kind of attention, what kind of, you know, who's going to be involved in, you know. How many people are going to get into it.
And this is where I hope it doesn't become a cash cow, because essentially, if you have your name right now on a Walking Dead product, you're probably going to be a good actor and people are going to come to you for more stuff.
Yeah.
You know, or you're going to be remembered for The Walking Dead. Yeah. And with the marathons they show and stuff, as an actor, you could probably make some bank, just on reruns alone with it. I mean, there's just so much, you know, stuff you can do with just being in the title of I was in The Walking Dead. Yeah. You know, so I'm hoping that this doesn't be. I'm hoping this isn't a moneymaker. I'm really, really not. But okay. We're gonna be done kind of griping about the show. I know I do that way too much. Because I want to talk about Travis's little trip with the military.
Oh yeah.
And their whole little dynamic and plan. We still got to go over the Salazars.
Oh, yeah.
So we got a lot to cover. So we're done. No more griping about the show. No more. I'll try not to. But we're going to take a quick break here on 89.5 The Wave, and we're going to be right back. And please come like our Facebook. That's facebook.com/STLDeadAir, where you can hear last week's episode and everything else. So see you guys in a little bit. And that was me accidentally putting in the wrong thing. We are actually back from our little break, and I am your friendly neighborhood DJ JazzHandss here, and I am joined in the studio with the one, the only, the awesomeness, Kaji.
Yep, DJ Kaji right here.
DJ Kaji in the house, and we are rocking out, just like chilling, talking about last Sunday's epic Fear the Walking Dead episode, and we kind of had a little discussion in off air, which was fun. God, she's like, oh, this guy's a jerk. He is just not liking the show. It's like, but I said no more kind of, calling the show for its faults, which it does have many of it. But okay, so I mean, let's kind of go in. Right now, it seems like the military is kind of having internal problems with themselves.
Yeah, yep.
There's, I mean, the one, the head kind of military-esque guy, he was just, he had kind of this thing that I like to call character flavor. And what character flavor is that it's exactly what it sounds like, character flavor. You introduce a character and they have a certain flavor, a certain fun aspect about them. Like even Merle, you hated Merle, but he had this flavor and you like to hate Merle. And I feel a lot of these characters are kind of bland.
Yeah, he was trying to douche a little bit. Yeah.
Are bland, but this one military guy kind of had flavor, and I loved the scene. I absolutely loved the scene when he kind of walked up to
Travis.
Not Travis, when he walked up to the one military guy, and he was going to tell Travis, "Okay, Travis, we'll take you to, we'll take you to, where your ex-wife is and stuff. Come on, Mayor, let's go." We're gonna show you. I'm keeping my military men busy and stuff. And I love the scene where he kind of walks up and the one guy's like, "Hey, we haven't slept in like 50 something hours. We need a break." And he just like pulls out a handkerchief and slaps it on him, and it's just kind of like, there, pass it around to other people. We're going.
Yeah. Yeah, but douche. Yeah, very much a douche.
I mean, pretty much, but he has a little bit of a flavor that I like. It's more kind of just adding some drama elements to it that's not really there right yet, But I mean,
and then at the second part, forcing Travis to shoot one of the walkers, even though I know.
Yeah, that was a very big moment for poor Travis, because he was just like, I just wanted to get a ride. I wanted to go see what's going on.
And then here comes the dude's going to say, "Oh, so you can't do it, so you're going to pay somebody else to do it for you?"
Yeah. Well, and I mean, and that's... I don't know if that's the California mindset or something, but I mean, that's kind of true, and I can understand. And I do like that. Now that you kind of bring that up, I do kind of like that, where it's like these characters are kind of soft.
Yeah.
Because it's been normal, and now all of a sudden you're living without power, you're having to live on your own, you're going to have to fight day to day. Yeah. And so it's like these characters kind of need to harden up quick for the reality that these things aren't people anymore.
Travis don't get it.
No, I think he does have it. I think he's just trying really hard not to do it. Of course, I could be wrong, and he could very well die next episode. Yeah. I don't know.
But to me, right now, he's showing signs that he don't have the heart to do it. To do, like, get blood on his hands or anything like that.
Yeah, and I don't know how that's going to go. I'm wondering if over time...
And also, give me good information, one of the commercials about Rick saying, "Can you do it? Can you save anybody without putting blood on your hands?" That got me like, ooh, that kind of reminds me of Travis. How Travis can keep going without killing or murdering anybody.
Yeah, well, I mean, I think it's clear that The Walking Dead has shown us that if you're not willing to go into quote-unquote beast mode...
Yeah.
Beast Wars reference. But if you're not, ready to go into that beast mode to be like, okay, I'm a good leader, I'm a good husband, I'm a good father, let's kind of get together, we're a family, let's work together, we can, if you're slowing behind, if you fail, we all fail, we can get through this together, blah, 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 stick together, I'm a leader, we need to do this, like, that's fine, but then you also need to where if somebody starts pushing, like, hard enough, you push back, and you push back so hard that they don't push back ever again.
Oh, yeah.
Because in this type of world, with The Walking Dead, you need to.
Yeah.
I mean, if we had season 5, Rick, with the governor, no doubt about it, it would be a quick assassination attempt, if that.
Yeah.
They would go in, guns blazing, and they would be eliminated. I mean, they already kind of did that.
But to me, right now, I got the Salvador can do it. I can see, Melanie.
Well, the Salazars, I feel, they're doing it, but they're doing it in a weird, different kind of survival way.
Yeah.
And I don't think their way is going to be very effective, and we're going to get into that a little bit later. Let's talk about Travis's Travis's field trip.
Field trip, his first killing the walker.
Yeah, well, he didn't even kill it.
Oh, no, I mean, he tried to kill the walker, but didn't have the heart to do it, so the military just took over that.
Yeah, I mean, and that's kind of what I think for Travis, and definitely for the military guy, it was a power play kind of move.
Oh, yeah.
To where it's like, hey, if you can't do it, if you can't kill these things, then don't tell us what to do. We're protecting you, and if you can't do what we can, sit down, because you're going to die.
That's what I say. Step down. Step down. If you can't do it, just step down.
Yeah, and I did like that Travis, because a lot of people say that he doesn't have a backbone. We say this almost every episode. Yeah. But I did like that Travis was kind of like, hey, where did they go? Where did they go? Where did they go? And the military guy was just like, oh, we got him in a facility. Don't worry, don't worry, don't worry. And then Travis kind of got a little bit more defensive and went, well, there's people here, and they're going to start asking questions. We want to know where it is. And the military guy nipped that in the bud. Just, are you threatening me? And he's like, oh, no.
Yeah.
So I liked that.
I like that.
Travis he's slowly becoming a character that has the potential to have fun.
We'll see how much. Okay, so you're thinking if the much push, he might actually go through it. You might actually go to that about.
He might. With enough push. I mean, it already kind of seems like when he kind of finds out what the Salazars have been doing, which we'll jump into there now.
Yeah.
Pardon me. It seems like he's not against it.
Mm-hmm.
He's kind of like, okay, well, let's get some information. Let's do this. So I think he's slowly becoming a character, slowly becoming somebody that's a little bit harder.
Okay.
A little bit less yes sir, no sir kind of person, and more I'm taking charge kind of feel to him. However, I don't know.
Yeah.
But the Salazars. Now, my brother and me had a real problem because we watched Walking Dead together. We absolutely love it, but we had a problem with the way that because the Salazars kidnapped the good military man, probably the one that was going to help them the most.
Oh yeah.
They kidnapped the one good guy out of this crooked bunch and tortured
him.
Yeah, tortured him, and it was cool to see to figure out Salazar's backstory, that he wasn't a victim of the attacks in his village and stuff like that. He was one of the causes. He was a bad man.
But now told his father, you did told his father, like I told every day, but he said no. Told the father what side, which one did he sit in, which chair he sat in too.
Exactly, and so that right there has a really fun character development to it.
Yeah.
That right there has some fun, cool ideas for a character development of this guy with this really dark kind of past, now having to bring it back up again to protect the family that he the one thing he did right. His having his daughter, he now has to kind of protect that, and that's such a cool character development to have. But then it kind of gets just watered down.
The one thing is, where the daughter, because once the daughter saw what he did, can't she look at his father?
Oh, she's not going to be able to.
Yeah.
She's not going to be able to look at her father the same way again. There's no way, she can do that. However, I do think she needs to sit down and be quiet a little bit, because when she was throwing bottles at the military and like, where are they? Where, blah, 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 you know, and, you know, yeah, you want to find out where your family is, but it's clear they broke into somebody's house with guns and took them away point blank.
Yep.
What are you throwing? You really think it's a smart idea to throw bottles at them when they're already stressed enough to where they'll break into your house, hold you up at gunpoint just to take something?
Oh, yeah.
Like, it is not a good idea to mess with these people right now. And she was kind of doing that, so I think she needs to chill out. But then, you know, you got the one good guy. And this is what I was kind of getting at earlier, where Jackie and me, my brother, we had a huge problem with this.
Yeah.
Because, okay, so you got this good guy who, it's clear that the rest of his squad, they don't really like him. You know, he's like, hey, you know, let me deal with it, and let me take care of it, and like he's letting his personal emotions get the best of him in this situation, and so they're already kind of not liking him. So, like, for that aspect, if they're already not liking him, and you kidnapped and started torturing the one guy you liked, if the military if the rest of them find out about it, do you really think they're going to have a second, like, guess with everything else going on? Do you think they're going to have a second thought to not just walk in and blow everybody away? And it's just like, if they're higher up...
I mean, they're going to do that anyway. That was most of their part of the plan anyway, so...
Yeah, I mean, like, and they're the higher-ups, like, if they say, well, what happened to Sergeant such and such and such? I don't know. I don't remember his name. That's one problem. None of the characters... Like, I'm really bad with names. I'll openly admit it, but none of the characters are... Besides some of the side characters, I just can't keep track of. But... You know, you have, like I was saying, if the higher ups find out, well, what happened? He looks shot. All they have to do, well, they shot him. I mean, we're fine. We have a whole bunch. I mean, and the Salazars definitely kind of stepped it up a notch and started really. I mean, they stepped it up, but I feel like they stepped it up in a wrong way.
Oh, yeah.
You know, they stepped it up in, like, this wrong kind of way to where it's going to get them in trouble. I mean, again, you took the one nice guy that was more than willing to help you.
You didn't have to torture him. He was going to help him out, because he said he was going to help him out anyways, and then...
Well, yeah, I mean, he said that he's got a crush on her daughter, so bonus one. You know? And he's like, I'm going to help you out, but then torturing him, if he gets away... He's not going to think a second thought to now blow your guys' brains out because you tortured the poor guy.
Oh, yeah.
It was still, like, I'm sorry that, like, to me, it's cool that we're getting more Salazar's backstory. I love that idea.
Yeah.
And I want to know what's going to happen when Salazar figures out that his wife is dead.
Oh, yeah, well, yeah, that's true. Wait, she's still in shock, or she just dead? I didn't see that. The only thing I saw when she was shocked,
she, wow, okay, so, look at you, thinking you're all, voice squeaky, anyway, yeah, she died. She, they had to amputate her leg, and she started going into shock, and then they actually had to shoot her in the head, because that is one thing that I do kind of like, they're already kind of at where our team is about knowledge. Like, okay, you got to shoot him in the head. You can't do this. You can't do that. Blah, 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 blah.
Yeah.
You know, which brings me to my one kind of other question.
Mm-hmm.
Like, why is it... And this is where kind of... Because Paul and I talked about this a little bit earlier. I don't think we had a chance to talk about it, but...
No.
So, when Travis was going on his little field trip,
right,
you know... They stopped at a place to go and defend someone, or defend one of their units.
Right. That was taken over by some walkers.
Right. Which could have been a real fun and cool and scary scene to watch.
Right.
And it's, you know, I'll blame it. I did like the scene because it's almost more terrifying to have Travis sitting in the seat next to him.
Right.
Or sitting in the seat listening to all the chaos going on. That in and of itself, because you can imagine, is terrifying. However, the one big boss military man died.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, he died. So I'm wondering if, and we talked about this a little bit earlier, me and Paul, if it wasn't the walkers that got him, because if these guys know how to fight against walkers, no, you gotta shoot him in the head, you gotta do this, and they're trained military men, not Rick and his group, like trained military.
Right.
They should have been able to go in, wipe them out, no matter how many, and be fine.
Right.
You know, but we're wondering if it was because the military already seemed to not like that one guy, if they just murdered him. You know, murdered him, murdered the followers, and left. You know. So we got that kind of aspect and look to go to.
And all the other thing, and then after he told him, now, one thing he told him about the cobalt, which will happen in 900 hours, so whether it be like 9 a.m. in the morning.
Yeah, at 900. So, yeah, at 9 a.m., destroy all civilians and get the hell out of Dodge. You know, that to me adds another kind of element to what they're doing there and to how actual serious this is. And it's like, so you're just gonna eliminate all the civilians, which means that stuff did hit the fan.
Oh yeah,
and it hit it hard, and
very
so
hard.
You don't have the means to kind of take care of yourself now.
And on top of that, he told him about where where the wheel walkers were held at, someplace in the stadium. I don't know, that the baseball.
Yeah, see, okay, like this is gonna go into more me talking about how I don't like the show, because okay, so Kanji and I were talking off screen, and he was just like, and I said that I just feel right now, I really feel that the show doesn't have it doesn't have as much traction as I would like, and it's not, I'm not really gravitating or liking too many of the characters. They have these cool ideas in mind, but they're not going anywhere. They're not executing for me to like. It's just bland personalities for me. And Kaji said, well, you're just comparing it to kind of season 1 of The Walking Dead. And I kind of rebutted, and I said, well, no. You can kind of do this with any formula. For, like, in essence, I kind of started watching Doctor Who, not from the beginning, but from when they rebooted it, like, back in 2005 or something like that. It was on Netflix, and people talked me into it, but that's a whole other story. But I started watching it, and I said, even though it was season 1, and yes, I maybe had nothing to compare it to, character-wise, there were some characters that I still didn't like, but there were still some characters that were charismatic enough for me to like, and episodes enough within season 1 that I liked. And I liked a lot. Yeah, there were some goofy, stupid episodes, but there were some episodes that I really, really, really liked and were fun and stuck out. And season 1 of shows shouldn't be this kind of bland to me.
Right.
You know, I don't know. I'm not getting this. I don't know if it's me. It's not clicking. And I am going in, when I watch this, with a blank slate. I want everybody to realize that. I am going in with a blank slate and really watching the episodes for what it was. And again, with this episode, they introduced some really cool concepts of Travis being with the military and kind of being introduced to this world and seeing the walkers. And, you know, I don't think he's seen anybody being eaten.
Not yet. Not yet.
Not yet. I don't think any of them seen any of them being eaten.
Oh, no, not yet. Not yet.
You know?
Okay, no, take that back. Travis did see somebody getting eaten when someone got to his house and trying to get medicine. That was a dog, wasn't it?
Right. Yeah. That was the dog. So you've come in contact with them, and those episodes were okay, but it's just still, it's not holding traction for me. I'm really sorry, and it's just how I feel. Like I'm not entertained. I'm a little entertained. I take that back. It's not as juicy, and I still feel that maybe they should have put it off for a year, really develop these characters a lot more, and then go with it.
Okay. Then what do you think about when Shazars went to the stadium, heard boom, boom?
That's a cool concept, and that's when I really kind of got excited, because I was like, oh yeah, here we go, it's time. And then the episode ended, and it was like, well, okay, so you set that up for next time, which isn't bad. I don't mind setup if it's done appropriately. The episode in and of itself still needs to have some sort of payoff that has a setup in it for me to enjoy it, and that's not what I'm getting. I And I don't really know. And I'll be honest. Sometimes I find these episodes a little bit boring.
Okay.
Like, I'm watching it, and I'm kind of, once in a while, I'll look at the clock, and I'm like, oh, wow, we still got that much time? Okay. I thought it was going to be wrapping up sooner, but okay. And I've never felt like that with the show. I mean, it's not a bad show, and I don't want people to think that I'm like, I mean, if you're about, if you love this show, go for it. This is just, mine, JazzHandss' opinion.
Yeah.
And
it just wanted very slow in portion to get into it.
And because I'm sure Paul, if he was here, he would say, well, it needs to be slow. You need to have this character development. You need to have this build up. But I'm not finding really any character development at all, except, oh, something happens. Okay, let's do this. Oh, something happens. Let me do this. It's like, I don't know. That's just how I feel.
Yeah.
That's just really how I kind of feel about it. But they introduced the stuff with the stadium, and I'm kind of really excited for the stadium.
One thing is, I feel like that thing, but it's about to get loose. When I saw that, I'm like, that thing's about to be loose. The chain's about to be loose. As soon as they keep banging like that, it's gonna get loose.
Oh yeah, it's definitely gonna get loose. And I do want to talk a little bit about it too. Because we're, slowly running out of time? Oh, we got a little bit more time, but I want to talk about kind of the kids.
Yeah.
And this is one thing that annoys me about the series, too. So, we have the sister and the stepbrother.
The stepbrother.
Yeah. Or at least Travis's son and Madison's daughter.
Yeah.
Which, I don't know, it looks like there might be a little bit of a love thing going on.
Oh, you're talking about when they was wrecking the house and stuff?
Yeah, when they were wrecking the house, it's like... So, in this world with the military and the fall of man and stuff like that, you're really going to think we're going to be interested. Granted, I think these two characters, and I did kind of like her personality a little bit, when she kind of rode up to him, and it's just like, hey, I'm the sheriff around these parts, anything past the fire hydrant and stuff, sheriff around here. Like, I was like, okay, she's kind of fun, and then they kind of go back into, well, she needs to kind of be trying to be mysterious and wrecking people's houses, and it's like...
To me, I thought, okay, is this a fun thing or a midlife crisis because it was everything going on, or...
And I think it was them exploring and realizing that there's no rules very much anymore, and it's them being kids and trying to cope with kind of what's going on, and they're locked up and everything like that.
Yeah.
And... that's that's a cool idea, and it's fun to kind of explore and see what it's like for kids to kind of be going through this. I mean, Walking Dead's done it, and it's a neat idea.
Right.
It's a neat idea to see teens that are kind of at that age to where we're they're not really wanting to listen to parents, but this stuff's going on. So that was kind of fun. But then they wrecked the house, and it looked like there was going to, it really looked like they have, a little thing for each other.
Yeah, it did it, yeah. Looked like it, yeah.
It looked like he's kind of interested in her, and she's, I don't know if interested in him or just liking the attention.
Yeah.
Which, if that's the case, then I find her character very spoiled. Very, very, very spoiled.
Oh, she been spoiled. But then, she been like that, so since day one, so... Yeah.
I mean, so what else? What else did you think was interesting? I mean, what did you personally like about the episode, Kachi? Because I know we've talked about a lot about why I didn't like it, but what did you like? What did you not like?
Well, the thing I liked about the end, the beginning, the opening, about the seller guy, say he can sell anything and give everything. Yeah. The only thing is I can't give him shame because I can't eliminate people just giving the whole life, into that person and then all that. The only thing is, I really want to get into what his plot thing between Nick, even though I know he's watching his back, he got him, but what he's trying to scheme up with Nick and them, what is his scheme and plotting. So me and Anna thinking maybe with all the scheming stuff, he might be the mayor,
Yeah, maybe. No, I remember Jack and me made a little bit of a joke where it's just it would be really funny if he's just I got a scheme. I can sell anything to anybody. I got a scheme. We're gonna go do this, and when they get out, Nick's okay, are we gonna go take over the government? what are we going to do? And he's just like, we're going to go sell vacuums. We're going to go sell vacuums door to door. People got to clean up the dead. So we're going to go sell vacuums. Get your, and they just become door to door salesmen in the zombie apocalypse. That right there is awesome. I think that is a fun idea. I would love to see that. If this became a giant, comedy, that would be hilarious. So I am wondering kind of what he's doing. And he seems like kind of a fun character.
And then also want to see with Travis' ex-wife when she's trying to, look out for Salvador's wife, even though she's mostly gone now. And then
yeah, well, I mean, she is dead, and it seems like Liz. I think she's doing something smart where she's kind of getting the inside, view of what's going on. Mm-hmm. Kind of being the inside man, and I think she's going to be the one that figures out about Cobalt, and it's going to be a race against time for her to try to get back, and I could see her maybe dying.
Oh yeah, she might. And then also, it's kind of interesting when the doctor said, "You didn't trust me." I won't trust you either. You the government. You guys don't tell us anything. You leave us in the dark. And
it's. She's like, oh, well, you don't trust me, and it's. I think that the one agent lady is the agent lady whose name is.
Dr. something.
Dr. Beneath?
Yeah, Dr. Beneath. There we go, Dr. Beneath.
Yeah. Dr.
Beneath.
Dr. Bethany. Not Beneath.
Bethany.
Yeah, Dr. Bethany. I think she's trying definitely to convert Travis's wife, or Travis's ex-wife, to kind of go in with their sides because they are slim on supplies.
Yeah.
And they need to kind of pick up what... Or not pick up, but they need to have more people, more doctors and stuff. So, and they're stretched thin. It's clear if they need somebody that's kind of either going into med school or just got out of med school. I don't really remember, but they need people because they've lost a lot.
Oh yeah.
And so I am wondering, and I'm wondering if her and Nick kind of come together, and maybe even because I could see next episode kind of going down where Nick, Travis's ex, and the salesman, kind of come together in the military place and break out, whereas Travis, Madison, maybe both the Salazars, if not, just...
The only thing is now, what that time mean, try to evacuate everybody before everything hit the fan, before they destroy or wipe out everybody?
Yeah, well, I mean, that's what I was saying. I could see Travis, Madison, Salazar, what's his name? Daniel Salazar. Daniel Salazar, and the military guy going to that military base. Mm-hmm. And so they're either going to miss each other when stuff happens, or they're going to run into each other, and that's when stuff's going on.
The thing is, the Dave Salazar already left to go to the stadium and see what was that about.
Well, he came back.
He did came back?
Yeah.
But that was the ending, though. Did he came? Wait.
No, he walked up and he saw it, and then he came back and he went, and that's when Travis found out that they were holding him hostage, and he was just like, it looks like it's true. It looks like you do have a whole bunch of walkers, or you have a whole bunch of the dead in the thing, so you're telling the truth.
Okay.
You know? So, and I think that Travis isn't necessarily super against the fact that this guy is being tortured means that he's going to go down a slippery slope as well.
Yeah.
You know, so I mean that's pretty much all I can really think of to talk about the episode. I mean we're slowly running out of time. Yeah. Hopefully I can get this episode up by tonight. Yeah. And you can listen to this episode again if you missed some parts, or if you want to hear kind of what we went over again and how we feel. Yeah. You know, you can check us out at facebook.com/STLDeadAir. That's right, STL Dead Air. And I've been posting like a whole bunch of cool stuff. I posted last week's Fear the Walking Dead episode where we talk, you know, in depth about the show. And I'm hoping that with The Walking Dead coming back, we should have more people coming on.
Oh, yeah.
We should be able to have a bigger cast. We should have more of a back and forth and more substance. And I apologize if I seem very, very harsh on this series. This is just how I feel and the shortcomings that I'm finding with it. And stuff like that. So, any thoughts about next week's episode, Kaj?
Oh, it's going to be interesting. Time against race. Who's going to make it? Who's going to be dead? Who's going to make it out? Oh, it's going to be interesting. And also, see what the salesman, what's his plotting scheme.
Yeah, I still say he's going to open up a door-to-door sales department for, like, do you got a problem with walkers? Well, here, get the vacuum 9000. It vacuums up any of those bloods. I'm holding out hope that that's going to be his whole big thing. My prediction is definitely it seems like the thing's going to break out.
Oh, yeah.
And...
that sucker's gonna break out. That's a stadium, and that's like mostly a football stadium. That's a lot of walkers, and that sucker's gonna break sooner or later.
Yeah, that's a lot of walkers. So, I think that's gonna break, and I think that it's gonna be a race against time for Cobalt.
For Cobalt, yeah.
Yeah.
9 a.m. sharp. Oof, that's not really no time, really.
Yeah. 9 a.m. sharp. Yeah, it's no time to get there and back and get them all safe. So I definitely see the end of the season being both, if not one of the Salazars, Madison, Travis, the Travis's son, and Madison's daughter, Nick, salesman, the one army guy. I could see maybe Nick's ex, or not Nick's, Travis's ex dying next episode. Yeah. I could see her trying to save.
Trying to save. The only thing I can see is because she's snooping around. I see one of the militaries. Yeah, she might stay on that one.
Yeah. But, I mean, thanks everybody for tuning in. We really, I had a lot of fun. I might not seem like it. I had a lot of fun. Thank you, Kaji, again for coming in.
No problem.
Talking about Fear the Walking Dead. It's been a lot of fun. I'm having a blast, and I am hoping that it picks up in the season finale. We do get a payoff for the mediocre stuff, I guess. So, thanks everybody for tuning in. I really did have a blast. It was a lot of fun, and I love doing this. I love doing this so much. It might not sound like it. I'm having a lot of fun. Very, very much fun. So thanks everybody for tuning in. I appreciate it. We'll see you all next week.